In the last audio, we discussed the, the strategy of thought which comes in the form of Guru. Your Guru is also operated by thought. He is also just thought. You think he is Parabrahman, he is Brahman, he is also just thought. And you are able to see him only through your thought. So he is thought in your brain and you are thought in his brain. Both of you are just thoughts. There is no Parabrahman. Parabrahman is just concept and thought. And in this audio, we are going to discuss how spiritual practices are giving you or becoming traps. They are not becoming traps, they are traps. So, when you go to a Swamiji or a so called Guru or a master, they give you some practices. And you see, those practices are made up by just by thought. And we have already discussed how thought is ruling the whole humanity. You have to keep this in consideration and mind. You see, how thought is ruling the whole humanity with its own structures. And spirituality and its teachings, sages, its practices are not apart from thought, they are also thoughts. You have to remember, all these are made up by thoughts. Thought. So, thoughts strategy to keep bodies unliberated, right? You understand? Thought is keeping bodies unliberated. It is the only goal of the thought to keep every body occupied by itself. Every body should be occupied by thought, and this is its strategy, right? For this, it keeps supplying duality. It keeps supplying two. That is, when your body when thought in your body, if it is just left alone without object, you will die. You will die in the sense the thought will die. So it keeps supplying some second, that is duality, to keep itself alive. It supplied a doll for you when you were born. It supplied a doll, it supplied a mother for you, so you remained alive, and it supplied academics for you, school for you, you remained alive. That is your I. You means your thought, your I. And it supplied friends for you, it supplied a girlfriend for you, it supplied a job for you, and college for you. So you remained alive. You thought in your body remained alive continuously for a long time, right? Understand? So then you got some dissatisfaction with these programs of thought, right? You were not fully contented and satisfied with these objects. You detached yourself from your family, from education. You were disillusioned. I use this word, disillusioned means those things don't attract you anymore. Now you come to spiritual. You think spiritual world is something different, but it is also completely 100% made by thought. You are trapped as much as you are trapped in the other side here also. So here when you come, it is supplying you with different, because spiritual world is ruled by thought only. You think spiritual world is full of some angels and God and sages and Brahman. It is just ruled by thought, and everything, even who am I concept, is created by thought only. If you think that concept, who am I, is something very great, I am telling you, it is also created by thought. So, so when you come to spiritual world and you meet somebody called, whom you call Guru, and he hands you over many spiritual sadhanas. And in this audio, we are going to talk about how sadhanas keep you trapped. And all these sadhanas are techniques, right? They have some instructions. That is, There are some instructions through, you have to follow it, apply it in your body, right, in your brain. And what is going to apply it is your the thought in the body. So when the thought gets an application, so thought gets two, right? When thought gets two, it is happy. So you got some effort. So when you get some effort in the body to do, see, you are making an effort in the body. You are not free. You are making an effort sitting in the body. Thought is making an effort. Thought is working in the body. As long as you are doing, continuing your sadhana, in a non-verbal form, thought can live. You have to understand this. You think thought is not there, but it can live in non-verbal form, in the form of effort. In the form of bliss, thought can live. When you are going to practice some pranayama or some sadhana in your body, energy can arise because you are giving your concentration on some part of your head, some part of your brain. They give many names of chakras for that. Those things are also thought. Those things don't exist. Some points of the body, in the brain, the certain areas, you give some concentration. So when you are concentrating on something, the life energy in the body moves, makes an ascension. Then you are focused on something within your body. The other people focus their mind outside the body. You are focusing the mind inside the body. That is the only difference. But anyway, you are focusing on something, right? You are focusing on brain. All sadhanas are mostly based on focus on spinal cord and the brain. So you are focusing on spinal cord and the brain. That's it. The thought is keeping its attention on these two areas, and some energy changes happen. That's it. You are not free. You keep doing this because you feel pleasant. Since you are feeling pleasant, you keep doing this. You go on doing this, and you call it samadhi and various things. And you get some light. You get some. That light is also thought. You are seeing some light. So the thought in your body gets new, different things. Before you were seeing something else. You are seeing a car, you are seeing a rainbow, or you are seeing a girl. Now you are seeing light. So thought is seeing many new things within the body itself. You are burying yourself inside the body before you die. So those people are seeing something outside, but still it is also thought. But you are seeing something inside. So as long as you see, you exist. As long as you make an attempt to samadhi or anything, thought gets an instrument to keep itself alive. So thought comes in the form of sadhana for you. Sadhana means a work, nothing. We don't have to use this, a divinized word. It is a work, inner work. Inner work means the work you do within the body is called sadhana. Some people do work outside the body. You are going to do the work within the body. So some task, thought has got some task to continue itself within the body, right? So you use sadhana to keep yourself young, you bring more tejas for you, and you do more pranayama. So you want to achieve the 1 chakra, 2 chakra, 3 chakra, so higher chakra. And you may teach that meditation to somebody also, that those concentration methods to somebody. Various things When some areas of the brain is open, you get some skills and tasks. So for that you will do more and more. So you feel the brain, since brain is filled with a lot of energy, some tranquility is there in the brain. So because you have strengthened your concentration on some certain areas of the brain, you may remain tranquil. So it will go on. So these kind of methods get you addicted to various yoga methods also. You will start believing in Raja Yoga, you will start believing in Siddhas, Pranayamas, and you will start believing in various sadhanas, this Kundalini Yoga, Tantra Yoga. So many yogas are there. So you will start doing all that, and you will also get attached to truth because you believe in this sadhana. So a big world of spirituality comes into your brain. You will start believing so many concepts. So you will develop a new world in your brain. All sages you will start believing because they also have done these sadhanas. So your mind gets a new world within the brain. They have a separate world. You have a spiritual world where many sages, many saints, many yogis, because you will feel they are much ahead of you in their sadhana. Yoga, yogis, all yogi, world of yogis. So you will have level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, level 6, level 10. So you will keep doing more and more, more and more, more and more in your body. You will crush the body. That is the thought in you. Because they say above the head there are 7 more chakras, right? And you go behind Tejas and you will see that saint has more power. I am having less power, so I have to do more. Look at Satya Sai Baba, look at Sri Sri Ravi Shankar, he has more power than me. So I have to be more, I have to do more sadhana. He has more Tejas. I have done this samadhi, he is in deeper samadhi, greater samadhi. That samadhi. And you will start reading Patanjali Yoga Sutra where this samadhi, that's a many samadhi, 16, 20 varieties of samadhis. So who is going to do all this? Thought in your body is only going to do all this. So the thought gets an impossible task. The worldly task is very small. Those people can be trapped only for some time. They will at least sleep at night, but you will, since you are working on the brain itself, you may lose the sleep also. So you will keep doing more and more, more and more, more and more, more and more. You will crush your brain. You may even get paralysis. Who knows? Because the nervous system may break down if you are going to do too much, crush the brain. You may do this Sirasasana. Too much difficult sadhanas also, asanas you will do. Because you are comparing yourself. When you are going to take this path of sadhana, you will compare yourself with others, saints, sages and yogis, and you will always feel you are smaller. You may feel, mostly you will feel you are smaller. Always there will be 100 more people above your head. So you will keep doing more and more, more and more. So you will have 100 kinds of sages. You will develop hundreds of beliefs also. This same world of saint, sages, yogi is very highly trapping. You will not attain liberation at all. There is no liberation, I already said. That is, it is not about attaining liberation. The thought in you will never come to rest. Incessant work is there in spiritual world of sadhana. It is a fatal world. It has greater illusions than these people who are just going to job and having a family. This world of sadhana has much greater illusions and very subtle duality. Thought, the I in your body will be supplied with a very subtle duality. You may not be able to recognize that you are in a duality. You are doing something. But moment you raise your effort to a certain point, that when the effort reaches its threshold, that effort may saturate itself and the effort will go on without your effort. Hmm? Am I making, do you get what I'm saying? If you make too much effort, after that, you may just go on without effort. You may think you are effortless, but you have done a great effort, and that effort may saturate, standardize itself. But what you have to look at is, what are your concepts that you are thinking about? As long as you have so many concepts, you are not free. You may believe in Shiva, you may attain some state, but you may believe in Shiva and think about him. That is the duality, that which shows thought still survives itself. Shiva is thought's creation. Somebody has created this concept called Shiva through some man, through some body, maybe very, very long ago. And it has been passed from generation to generation. Shiva is a thought, thought's creation. Shiva is thought. As long as Shiva exists, your I will exist. Not only Shiva, Vishnu is thought. Devi is thought. Allah is thought. Jesus is thought. Everybody is thought only. Everything is thought's creation. God doesn't exist. I am not an atheist. I am not an atheist. I am saying very clearly God doesn't exist. God is just thought. But God is more dangerous. God is the most dangerous creation of thought. The concept of God is the most dangerous creation of thought. When God is attacked, when your concept of God is attacked, you are ready to kill. Man is ready to kill. That is why I am saying God is the most dangerous. God concept makes the man easily go into violence. So God is violence. So this sadhana is a very deluding world, and all sadhana is based on prana. So you have to be very careful, not careful, if you really understand this, that sadhana is a strategy of thought to survive. When you realize this, things have to happen in the right way. And okay, so we will talk about the next trap in the next audio.